And as Smuts and Mr. Shipman wrap up the small horse, I'd like to welcome anyone. I can see he's already in the chat. Good evening. Yes, evening to you as well, Tato. We're here with Stemp. We are doing our best tribute to A League of Their Own. The usual presenter committed to do all sorts and then decided he had a better offer, so we're having standing presenters. And tonight, just to give you some Stemp action, I've decided to step in on behalf of Steve and take care of it. Pathetic, aren't we? No, not at all, Tato. You care. You care. Let's just go in any random order as they appear. What a treat. Indeed it is. Indeed it is. So we start with Morton Harkett at home to Crystal Palace. This is the team chosen by Mr. Rodeo Bibbins. He loves his very long arrow from DM going all the way forward. Couple of changes from last time out, as you can see there. Notably out wide, George replacing Jeffrey. Interesting choice is Jefferson DLC, left only, being deployed at right back with a very attacking arrow. I want to play this formation in the Super League this season, you know. Do it. We don't, unlike Stemp and the Small Horse, we put no limitations on what you can do. Be as creative as you like. Last time out, Morton winning 2-1 away at the Reds. Fifey, what will you be drinking to get the Steve right mid-show Magnus slur? Well, given that we, had the hottest day I've ever known yesterday, and I was sweating profusely all night in bed. I didn't get that much sleep, so I'm strictly on the Apple Blast Lucozade Energy tonight, just to try and get me through. As for Crystal Palace, Duggan, what have you had for tea? They've suffered a little bit, so they sit 14th, much like Duggan's Reds, on 0 points from 2 games, and they sit bottom of the league. So the manager decided to go with something a bit more conventional this time round until he can stumble across something a little bit more likely. If you're having a Lucozade Energy at 10 PM at night, I am, yes. And if I finish it, I have another 2 on the table behind me. It depends on how long this goes. I had a Sizzler pizza and cheesy fries from Asda Tato. Good choice, Duggan. I like it. Last time out, as we know, they definitely lost 2-1 to Grand Old Team. Let's see how they get on tonight. Any errors to the teams, I apologise. I got some very dodgy screenshots from the proper chairman of this league. Much like his attempt at presenting it, his attempts to send me the teams were half-assed. Poor man, Small Horse, possibly. I had a burger, veg and couscous. Fuck off, Tato. Honestly. Morton Harkin take a 1-0 lead. The away side wants a penalty not given. Keep coming forward though. And we're at half an hour. Hope you appreciate me turning up here, Five, even though Steers absolutely fucked me in the editor. I do appreciate you turning up. I had no doubt that you would turn up. Because no matter what, you are very much like a lot of us. You have that, you've got that taste of blood now, and you want to keep playing and keep proving how good you are. And what a turnaround it is for the bottom of the league side. In the space of 2 minutes, they've gone from 2 down to level, and it is half time. And what an entertaining first half that's been from both sides. So much so that my energy is sapping already, and I will have a spot of Lucozade. I've not seen either manager, and there was only 2 managers who left Steve, or Steve gave me any instructions for, neither of which are these 2. But we'll have a quick click, just in case I sat in the background at this ungodly hour. My headstone would read. Diaz playing well. My headstone would read Duggan. 6s though for a lot of the defensive-minded players. As for Crystal Palace, The former Rangers goalkeeper Christensen doing well between the sticks, despite conceding 2 goals. He has made a number of decent saves there. The best at transfers, better at concepts, average at best at the actual game. That's probably not an unfair. That's probably not an unfair description. Mine would read something along the lines of Fifey. Awful at the game, got lucky once. Also similar to my relationship status, I suppose. Good performance here from the more attacking players. Chris Sutton outshining Christian Vieri, standard. Nailed on Matt Lucas was one of them. Only manager who says enjoys burning cats. No. Let's carry on at the Ribena Toothkind Stadium into the second half. And are the away side going to completely turn this around and take the lead? They are! And it's Perry with his first ever goal for the club. Makes it 3-2. And when Rodeo watches this back, he is not going to be happy. Still no sign of either manager, so we will play all the way through unless the game stops us. I hope Steve is proud of us for putting this on in his absence. We're showing more commitment to the league than he is. I congratulate and doff my cap to each and every one of you in the chat, and you've been rewarded for turning up with a very entertaining opening game. 31 attempts on goal between the two sides, and Crystal Palace in emphatic style look to be jumping off the bottom of the league. Just normal men, indeed. Congratulations to the away side here. It didn't get any better. It started so well for Rodeo Bibbin's side, but completely fell apart just before half-time. Speaking of half-time, for those interested, I believe the Women's Euros quarter-final between England and Spain, extra time has just got to half-time, with England winning 2-1, unless I've missed a goal while presenting this. Look at that 10 out of 10 performance, superb. A 9 for Chris Sutton as well. What on earth is going on here? Can someone explain? Is this in fucking Norway? Yes it is. Steve decided he didn't want to copy the Super League and the Small Horse and decided to deploy it in Norway. Something that is being considered in the redraft of the Super League. More to be revealed at the end of the season. I'm shite at transfers, class at creating challenge saves, mediocre at the actual game. I'll consider if I think that's fair. Next, we've got Accrington Stanley. Absolutely wonderful madness. They lost to Dimble's Cod Army 3-1 last time out, and find themselves sixth. 1 win and 1 defeat in the first 2 games. Yes, that's right. Stemper's been going for essentially 2 months, and we're only on match day 3. Look at the team. They've altered their tactics from this flat 4-4-2 to something a little bit more creative. Again, it's a mix of some well-established names like Placenti, Sorchinski, but with some more sort of niche names. Yes, 2 months, 3 games, almost as slow as a certain charity stream last year, where he managed about 2 seasons in 24 hours. Ridiculous. Let's carry on from Mike Savage's side and head over to Big Kids. I'm not even going to attempt to announce it. Now, the team I was sent had an injured player in it. So in the absence of an actual attempt to download the save and pick a fit team, I will just pick the closest player to fit the position. There we go. As for the rest of it, you see there that Zizi Roberts is injured, but it's very. This is kind of Tato-esque. Get Boateng on. No, I don't want to. This is very Tato-esque with a Stemp indeed, Mike, and you've logged in just in time for your game. Welcome. Makalele and Desai in support, sort of blocking Okronkwo and Dai. No, it's not got to be Boateng. I refuse to bow. I refuse to conform Stemp is not about conforming. If you want conforming, go to the Super League. This is Stemp. This is anything goes. Is it Tato-esque or is it BK-esque? Very much two peas in a pod, aren't you? As far as I understand. Let's kick this game off. So again, only 2 games in, so it doesn't really matter. However, where are they? Oh, there they are, 4th. They start the night 4th versus 6th. Justin Roberts getting involved early, and it's Armstrong for Accrington who opens the league. Yeah, both fucking love asymmetric, to be fair. Do indeed. And is Big Kid not on the staff at Leddersford? Or did I make that up? Did I just imagine that happened at some point? Purely for both of your loves of asymmetric. Nicky Butt's the latest to go in the book. De Kock seems to be heavily involved in this game. And we reach half time. Home side having the better of the chances in terms of creation. Both sides decent pass completion stats. Certainly be looking for an improvement here in the second half. But we know Mike's here, so we'll actually slow this one down. Not a great performance by Shaka Islam. We've got some a mix again. It's mostly well-known names in this side, with the odd sort of champ hero like Rayed, well known to our Super League viewers. As for Accrington, fairly solid ratings throughout. Perhaps looking for a bit more from the attacking midfield duo. But they are winning, looking fairly comfortable. So it'd be interesting to see if Mike changes anything here. Keeping up the energy. Very tired. Very tired. Come on, Mike. Let me know if you want to do anything. There we go. Okay, 60. Lovely. Thank you very much. Let's carry on then to that 60 mark. And it's 1-1, and it is Rayed with his first ever goal for the club. As Accrington start to come forward. And they've turned it round. It's Okoronkwo. And it's 2-1 now to the home side. We're trying to pause it. It finally pauses on 70 minutes. And what a difference 20 minutes makes to a game, with the home side now going from 1-0 down to 2-1 up. Big Kid isn't here, so let's go straight over to Accrington and see if Mike can do anything to change this up. We've got the likes of Dean Windass and Paul Dickov on the bench. Will they come on to make any sort of impression? Looking at the fitness, I might be considering Soroczynski. Got a ready-made replacement in Michael Hart, if I remember rightly, starts at Livingston, I believe. Yes, Livingston. And you've also got De Kock there on 78%. Evening El Champino, welcome to Super League Does Stemp. I hope you've had a lovely day, a nice evening, and you're ready for some exciting CM0102 action. Only missed 1.5 games so far. Game number 2 currently sits with Accrington losing 2-1 from home. And it's Mike to make any alterations he would like. Still, the home side seems to be dominating a large number of the stats, particularly and crucially the attempts. Accrington not really able to impose themselves thus far. Right. Subs with arrows from AMC to F. Like that. But no personnel changes, Mike, no? Yeah, back. Oh, okay. Who for? I'm going to presume it's something a little bit like that, and by neck, does he mean knee? Or have I made that up and I'm missing one? Revenge of the Invisible Chat message. Oh no, it'd be Prozinecki, wasn't it? Obviously. Let's try that again. Something more like that, maybe? Good to go. Lovely. Let's see if that gets them back in this particular fixture then. Approaching injury time. Are we going to see late drama? Unfortunately for Mike, we are not. And he is on the end of a probably justified 2-1 defeat away from home. Very, very good performance on the home side, whose rating certainly improved. Look at that, we've got 2 9s for the wide men. A 10 out of 10 performance from Rayed in front of an adoring Tato Mourinho as well. They'll be delighted by that. Shaka and Keita, who was only in through default, the only players to really disappoint for the home side. So Accrington, it wasn't poor. It just wasn't great either. Only one player rating over a 7, and that was the goal scorer, Alan Armstrong. Commiserations to Mike there. Next, we go to Marvel v Under the Cosh, and the actual chairman's team this. He's gone as is. His only thing was to make sure that Parkin is playing. So he sticks with the same team that drew 1-1, something like 12 weeks ago now. And let's have a look at the opposition. Dynamo Marvel, who stick with the same formation. Slightly alter the formation. They had 2 holding midfielders last time with this straight line arrow. Now they've gone 2 up top, and it's a straight sort of spine to the team that they are deploying. Last time out, they drew 0-0 at Swanee's Gondor. Kick-off match number 3, and it's Marvel straight in the action, and it's Zola on 8 minutes who opens the scoring for the home side. The away team really are under the cosh, and it's 2-0 to the home team, and the chairman's side clearly turning up tonight with the same level of enthusiasm that he has for the league that he brought back. Is there any fight in this under the cosh side? They seem to be creating a little bit, but not managing to score as we're in injury time in the first half. And it is concluded with the home side winning 2-0. Fairly even game in terms of chance created, both again decent pass completion. Marvel, very good tackle completion and winning, just edging the aerial battle. Not sure I've seen either manager, so we can fly through. Looking at from Zola, 9 out of 10 performance in that first half. Absolutely superb from the former Chelsea man. Under the cosh, This is disgusting. We've got 4s, we've got 5s. I just don't know what is going on here. An absolutely disgusting performance. Get Groot on. Well, do you know what? His bench is better than his starting 11. You want Groot on. But why? Langfield has done nothing wrong. Why would we? Do you know what? Why not? Let's appease the masses that could be bothered to turn up. Let's get Groot on. England closing in on victory, 116th minute, still 2-1 up. If Marvel end up losing this, by the way, I'm never going to be allowed to have any involvement because I've changed the goalkeeper. We've got an injury there. In terms of defenders, Warren Barton, I suppose, is the obvious answer. Oh no, let's bring Hope. Let's move Hope back and let Fink play. Again, no sign of either manager. It's free and it's Zola again. Absolutely fantastic. There's Hellstad again, makes it 4. Steve's side are getting an absolute battering. In fact, I might just, while this game finishes up, drop him a text and let him know. Steve, at Steve, your Stemps team is shit. You got battered. There we go. Steve now knows. Groot and inspiration, says Mike. Let's find out. I mean, that's an incredible conversion rate, really, from Marvel. They've got 2/3 of their attempts on target, and then 2/3 of those have gone in the net. Incredible performance from them, really. Groot, look at that performance by Groot. He really was an inspiration. It was an unbelievable change from Mike. Zola, man of the match for his performance as well. Nice of them to all turn up on the day where the under the Kosh manager didn't. And I mean, I'll be honest, guys. For those who watched the Super League from its early years, I was on the end of many of these 4-0, 5-0, 6-0 batterings, and even I didn't have collective ratings that look this awful. This is fucking abject, and I hope Steve finds himself a nice dark room and has a real hard word with himself, because that's pathetic. You're welcome, whoever manages Marvel. If I remember correctly, Big Noopy. There we go. Who I actually think was one of the managers to give me some halftime instructions, and I forgot all about it. So if that is the case, I say gave Steve some halftime instructions. I do apologise. Oh fuck, Big Kid was the other one, I think. Oh, I've had a right mare, absolute mare on this. But at least it's on. Where are we going next? We've got Falaraki versus Really. Now, again, for those who have seen my history in these competitions, I've got nothing against Matt Lucas at all. I fucking despise Really, because they always fucking win. So come on, the Falaraki boys. Let's have a look at the team selected here. Slight alterations with some arrows and stuff. It was a standard 4-1-3-2 last time out. Now he's gone for something a little bit more adventurous. 4 minutes have been added on in the women's quarter-final. Quite like the look of this, to be fair, although I'm not sure Don Hutchinson has the engine for this long long run here. But I suppose we are about to find out. Jan Aga Fjortoft, Swindon legend, on the substitutes bench. As for Really, who have really embraced having a concept squad in this iteration, 2 wins from 2, scored 5, conceded 1. as you'd expect with this kind of squad. Last time out was against my SOS squad, and realistically, that 11 should be battering that 11. And that was the case, although I didn't think we necessarily deserved to lose 4-1. Interesting though, credit where it's due. Van Nistelrooy and Viduka both withdrawn for this one, for Adolfo and Somerville. And there was also Taribo West comes in for, I want to say it was Sami Hyypiä off the top of my head. But he keeps the same formation. So we kick off Faliraki versus Real E, and Ryan Giggs scores nice and early for the away side. And unfortunately for Faliraki, they could be about to have a very long night. Delighted to see the changes to this starting 11 at least. It's all kicking off in the football. I'm not entirely sure why I missed that. I've never had a Dolphin on Somerville up top. Well, you're in for a treat tonight then, Mr. Potato. The home side trying to create a little bit to get themselves back in. They're returning to Rebo West. I say returning, it was a debut. Scores on his debut and Veron get involved. They tried to make it 3 before half time, but that wasn't to be the case. Absolutely dominant display from the Galacticos of the Stemp League. Faliraki really are finding it difficult. Richard Wright putting in a decent performance. Carl Bradshaw also working very hard. But unfortunately, the rest of the team are struggling to have any real say in proceedings. As you'd expect, decent ratings all round, although probably expecting a bit more of a run here. Are the Real E fans. Let's kick off the second half. Down to 60 seconds remaining in the women's quarter-final. And it looks like it's going to be free. It is free, and it's Adolfo. Get eye full on fudge. Sorry, El, but we've already, we're nearly at full time now. I'll delay half-time a little bit longer. You guys must, for some reason, the delay between you typing the comment and me seeing it, it's normally about 5 seconds in the Super League. Evidently, it's more close to 8 seconds tonight. But congratulations, Real E, who have absolutely dominated the opposition again, have won at a canter again, and we don't really need to spend any time looking at why, because it's such a, with the exception of the front two for tonight, who, Adolfo did very well to get a brace, would have made all the difference indeed. It is a very, very strong Real E squad. Oh, Spain coming forward? Are they going to? No, they're not. Next, we've got the Swemp Olympic Society. For anyone not familiar with the England have won. I can see there's celebrations on the pitch. Congratulations to them into the semi-final. So the idea behind the squad that I selected with my assistant manager for this season's Stemp was we wanted players who would start the game. Did we say 23? Yeah, under the age of 23. And we didn't want anyone who played in the top league. Last time out, as we saw earlier, we lost 4-1 at Real E. That was after beating Viking SFs 2-0 with a Dean Ashton brace. Ashton, in fact, free in his first 2 games. This is the team we selected, again, about 6 weeks ago. The formation's largely the same. We've altered some arrows. Bet your assistant has a massive winking. Not what his wife tells me, if I'm honest. We've added some arrows, and because we're playing Swanee, it was obvious Rob Earnshaw was going to come in. We were left quite frustrated by the lack of effort or lack of impact Tommy Smith had in the first 2 games. As for Sons of Gondor, they altered the tactic for last time. They played naught up top, and you may recall it worked wonderfully well in terms of getting a result. They didn't create anything and definitely got away with it. the goalkeeper getting man of the match. He keeps his place, unsurprisingly, and they go a lot more attacking against the Swemp Olympic Society children. Come on, the SOS. Not looking good early doors for my team, I'll be honest. We still don't look very good. And now we're losing. Wonderful. Come on, Dino. Oh, Dean, come on. Make it 1-0. Save us there. It's 2-0 to Gondor. The fuck is all I have to say here. And half time, very even game, but Gondor actually taking their chances, unlike SOS, who are wasting them. Chewie doesn't play for this particular team. Fivey, what's the best hard-boiled sweets? I'm not sure if these techniques. I'm very much a mint man, so I would always go for any sort of mint, whether it's a generic more. I know it's not a boiled sweet like a polo or a soft mint like a tree ball, or whether you've got, I can't remember, humbug, would they count maybe? Oh, okay, cola cube, sherbet, lemons. I quite like rhubarb and custard, if I'm honest. Rhubarb and custard would be my shout. 2 changes for SOS as we go to 60. Can we get back into this? Penalty? Yes, there's one. Come on, boys. Oh, fucking hell, all the time flew by. Go on. Right. What shit? And we've got to stick to the rules as well. Eiffel. What the fuck am I going to do here? Fuck it, let's go attacking. Keeping the 2 wide, which is the rule, isn't it? And then we'll bring Eiffel off and Armand on, and we'll move Vanazza in. About a pair drop. Come on, boys. Go on. Yes! Go on. No. Cough. Yes. Oh. Well, considering we were 2 down, I'll take it. I'm a sucker for a Yorkshire mix, me a bit of everything. Considering we're 2 down, I'll take it, but really, I think we should have won that. Particularly on the second half, we certainly tried. Not happy with Chris Doig's performance there. Substitutes definitely made an impact when they came on. As for Gondor, goalkeeper's done him well again. Duncan Ferguson made life very difficult for the defenders. When you watch this back, Swanee, congrats. Man who gave me my chance in the original Swemp. Will always mean a lot to me, that. Thank you, pal. Let's go to Dimble's Cod Squad versus Duggan's Reds. And same tactic. There's a change in defence. Scales drops out for, excuse me, I'm going to do Wallace moves forward with Solly coming in to attacking midfield. As for the Reds, the message I got was Duggan went as was from the 2-1 defeat last time out. And it wouldn't be a Fifey stream without a ghost game. Thimble should absolutely bum me here. Well, we're going to have to wait till the end to find out. Now, grand old team, Mr. Potato Mourinho has picked an injured player. So, I don't care if you're in the chat. If you're not going to select the team properly, it's not like you haven't got previous for this either, let's be honest, between you and me. Wayne Rooney will go on the bench. But your starting 11 was fine. There was no arrows, which surprised me on the squad selection. And this is a bit sort of conservative by your standards, which I was equally surprised at. Last time out, as we saw earlier, they did beat Crystal Palace 2-1, but Palace certainly turned it around tonight in the opening game. In terms of alterations, that's a lot more Tato-esque with the asymmetrics. Last time out, 2 unavailable. I know there's just a lack of dedication. He's just not paying attention to all of the competitions he's entering in an attempt to win one. As for Vikings, who beat Falaraki last time out, they have altered it up from this sort of more conventional but attacking with all the arrows to something a bit more Tater. What did I do wrong? Wasn't listening. You named an injured player, is what you did, Tater, which is why Wayne Rooney's in the matchday squad. But your counterpart has also done the same by not changing his goalkeeper. So instead of bringing in the obvious one in terms of the substitute, he will get the reserve goalkeeper tonight for punishment for his sins. Interesting that Fiore was selected on 90% as well. So let's see how Tato's men get on in this one. I would ask if this side's any better than the team in the small horse, but it's been that long since they played, he probably doesn't remember. They are 1-0 up though through Frank Lampard on 13 minutes. And Brian McBride on 36 makes it 2. The reserve goalkeeper certainly not making an impact for Vikings. Without question, you've had a break of 3 months. Without question, the most boring first half I think we've seen so far tonight. But grand old team doing their bit and excelling in all of the key marked areas. As Tato is here, we will hold it on his stats for a short moment while he decides if he wants to make any changes. Play on whatever seems fine. Nice to see your team scoring and winning, isn't it, Tato? As for Vikings, who are managed by Stu. Don't think I had anything from Stu. I will double check. Dimble's asked me how his team got on. Ghost game. No mention from Stu. So we will carry on to 60. Wayside certainly putting on a little bit of pressure here. Next Super League year is a different Tato. Did you not say that for this Super League year? And the Super League year before that? Maybe this new Tato would like to see the fitness of his side. So we've got Saha coming off. And we've got Gravison also coming on. Double change. Just a quick look there, and it's distinctly average. No, I did not say that for this year's Super League. That time I got my own team from the off. Well, we can't restart every year, Tato, otherwise we never get anywhere. Besides, you were more than welcome to take the reins at any point and restart if you so wished. It's 3-0 and it's Keown wrapping up. Oh, Vikings get one back in injury time. It's not going to be enough, but certainly it'll give them a little bit of faith moving forwards. Tato's side probably deserving of the win, looking at chances created and how many of those they got on target. A solid performance all round. Just like the other leagues, do you like to see everything here? Let me click through these screens for you, Tato. Very good performance all round. Very solid ratings throughout. As for Vikings, their ratings improved a little bit towards the end, but they caught the grand old team on a grand old day. We'll assess later. Yes, it's very late. I'm sure you're about ready to go to bed. And that brings us back to COD Squad v Reds. In fact, Dimble is still awake. I'm about to KO if you want to watch. So this is the COD Squad team that was selected. A reminder of what that looked like. And just a reminder of the Reds squad. And here is Dimble. For the love of God, will you let me play this game? Thank you. Let's kick this one off. The final game of tonight's STEM action. Oh, Steve's turned up for the last game. Evening, Steve. This is STEM. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this. You set it up and then couldn't be asked with it. Robbie Fowler scored for the Reds. Give them a surprise lead, but the COD squad certainly... Oh, Ray Parler, he didn't mean it. And now they've turned it round. It's 2-1 to the home side. Just saw this was happening. Well, there was anarchy, mate, because you'd promised all these people a Champ League that they could compete in, and then didn't actually do anything with it. So we had to step in. I'm not overly knowing what it is. No, I'm not surprised. What I am knowing is that COD Squad have gone from 1-0 down to 3-1 up at half-time. Duggan did say earlier that Dimble's side should be absolutely bumming him. And it looked for a moment that the Reds were going to cause an upset. But the COD Squad certainly turned it round. Dimble, here are your match ratings. I'm shit. Life was shit. A little better, so hopefully a show late next week. Dimble saying roll. 2 Ebby goals. Indeed, Mr. Savage. Duggan, would you like to do anything here at all? So really what you're saying is, are you blaming your girlfriend on the fact that you can't do this now? Is that what you're saying? Or the fact that you're a parent? Evie Wallace is the best thing I've ever seen. Keep going above me. Okay, we'll play on to 60. 10 minutes go by with nothing happening. Don't talk shit, Steve. You apologise to no one. We are at 61 minutes. No additional goals have been scored thus far. Let's see if the managers want to alter anything here. Remember, this is the last game of the evening. New chairman did get kicked out of his home, to be fair. Keep going for us, mate. No change. Salmon for fake Ebby. The only change. Duggan not changing anything. So half an hour left to play, and it's 4. And is that the substitute that scored that? Oh no, it's Gillespie. If you need another temporary host, Steve, let me know. And his Fowler scored from the spot is 4-2. What a game to end on. Oh, Fowler's got a hat-trick. No way. Let's slow it down. The final game of the night, and we've got one that could have some late drama into the final 10 minutes. And Salmon has surely won it now for the COD squad. There's no way back for the Reds at this point, surely. 5 different goal scorers for Dimble as well. Unbelievable. And we come to full-time. Dimble running out 5-3 winners over Duggan. Look at that. I mean, that's not a bad ratio. Unfortunately for the Reds, though, COD Squad just created plenty and scored enough. Look at this. I said at the start, me and Dimble don't do low-scoring shit shows, do we? Absolutely not. I said at the start we were doing our best tribute to a league of their own, with Steve playing the part of James Corden. And already, if I'm playing Romesh, got Jamie Redknapp and Freddie Flintoff ready to take over in coming weeks. Let's have a quick click over to the Red squad. Robbie Fowler hat-trick, earning him man of the match. So a quick look at the classified. So we ended there with COD Squad 5, Reds 3. We had really running out 4-0 winners away from home. Grand Old Team winning 3-1. Marvel winning 4-0, with Groot being the inspirational change. Can't stop scoring and conceding in all formats. We had Crystal Palace come from 2 down to win 3-2. Another team turned it around here as Accrington were winning and ended up losing. And then SOS coming from 2 goals down to draw 2-2 with Gondor. That leaves the Stemp League looking like this, really the only team with 3 out of 3. Just 2 points behind COD Squad. Again, I'm not going to even attempt it. Then we've got 2 sides on 6. 2 more sides on 4. And then we've got a host of sides on 3. And right down the bottom, look at that, under the cost, dropping to the bottom 2 on goal difference. And the Reds, rock bottom, 0 points. Have scored 5 goals, though, which is more than a lot of the sides above them. They just need to learn how not to concede. Thank you all very much for joining. CM Super League does Stemp. I hope you enjoyed the last, what was it, hour-ish? About an hour, wasn't it? Steve, by the sounds of it, will be back. But if not, between the likes of Tato and Smuts and of course myself, if I can help in any way moving forward, we will make sure that this league doesn't fall by the wayside, while Steve is an incredibly, all jokes aside, an incredibly busy man, with his finger in many pies. And there are plenty of us here to help keep this rolling on. Fucking hell, you think I'd be used to this by now. Let's have a look at the fixtures for next week. Fucking hell, I don't need that. Going to be a tough looking game. COD Squad, I fancy them against Gondor. Grand Old Team, I think will be too strong for Falaraki. That's a massive game. I know we're only going to be 4 games in, but that's huge already. And look at that, we've got the bottom at the bottom. Let me try that again. Fucking hell. I've been on Lucozade. It's not like I've even been drinking and I can't talk. Under the Kosh versus Reds. Huge game. Just the one pie fifey. Back strong, as they say, under the Kosh. And then we've got Vikings against Marvel. Ne'er streamed in my life. We can all hold your hand through it, Tato. Don't worry. We'll get you there if you end up doing it. But you know, if if the small horse and Stemp double bill tonight wasn't enough, what's this? This is Stemp, Ryan. You might remember you did Swemp when Dan did it. Well, Steve took it on, made it Stemp, and this is what it is. And you've joined right at the very end. Anyway, as I was saying, if the double bill that you had tonight of the small horse and Stemp wasn't enough, Super League returns tomorrow night at its usual time of 9 PM right here on this YouTube channel. I'll be there. As it stands, I don't think I have a co-commentator. So if any of you fancy it, drop me a note. But until then, just under 24 hours from now, from me, on behalf of Steve, thank you very much.